Russian forces have extended their reach into the very heart of Ukraine, bombing a city which is far from the eastern front line. At least 23 people, including children, were killed in a cruise missile attack. More than 60 were injured, needing hospital treatment. The president of Ukraine, President Zelensky, called it an open act of terrorism. Now, the attack took place in the city of Vinnytsia, and that is southwest of the capital, Kyiv, and a very long way from the focus of the fighting in that eastern region of the Donbass. The Russian Defense Ministry has consistently denied targeting civilians, despite all the evidence. Our correspondent Sarah Rainsford is in Vinnytsia. Her report does include some distressing detail.
A sunny morning in Vinnytsia suddenly turned pitch black. This was moments after the Russian missiles hit. The staggering wounded and those killed on the spot. It was a strike on the very heart of this city. There was an air raid siren, but this is central Ukraine, far from the fighting, so people ignored it. The blast was huge. And among the ruins we found this, smeared with blood. The 4-year-old it belongs to was killed. Her name was Lisa. Her mum filmed the little girl just an hour before the attack. They were on their way to see her speech therapist. Irina herself was badly injured. Today in The Hague, Ukraine's prosecutor general called Russia's missile strike a war crime.
It was scary. People came running this way, covered in shrapnel injuries. So I ran in the other direction, because it was frightening.
A giant department store was destroyed, including a medical centre, completely gutted on the ground floor. But it seems the Russians' target was opposite. This is called Officers' House, but it's a concert hall. We saw no sign of any military here.
It is really hard to see scenes like this and to think of how Russia talks about its precision missiles and its military targets. This wasn't a military target, and the force of the blast here was so huge that it wrapped that car around the base of this building. And this attack happened right in the middle of a beautiful morning here in Vinnytsia, when people would have been out and about and would have felt safe. But nowhere is safe in Ukraine anymore.
Not even people's houses. Alexander thinks he heard the missile before it struck below his balcony. With so many injured and killed, he tells me he feels lucky that only his windows were shattered.
I ducked like this, but then I thought, there's nowhere to run. It's too late. So I thought, whatever will be, will be.
The missile fragments are being collected. The investigation has begun. A process once unimaginable in Ukraine that's now terrifyingly familiar. Sarah Rainsford, BBC News, Vinnytsia.